Now, while President Barack Obama and his left-wing friends in Hollywood have been busy praising the Occupy Wall Street protesters, Republican presidential candidate Herman Cain is taking a different approach. Now, last week he slammed the movement as, quote, anti-American, saying those camped out here in New York City are simply jealous of the success of others. And on Sunday morning, Herman Cain did not shy away from his words. Take a look.
You think it comes down to jealousy, Mr.
Bob,
Cain?
yes, I do.
Really?
Because it's class warfare. Some of them are there because they don't have a job, yes. But the fact of the matter is, why aren't there jobs? Go and picket the White House. Demonstrate in front of the White House. Part of it is jealousy. I stand by that. And here's why I don't have a lot of patience with that. My parents, they never played the victim card. My parents never said that we hope that the rich people lose something so we can get something. No, my dad's idea was, I want to work hard enough so I can buy a Cadillac, not take somebody else's.
Now, meanwhile, Cain continues to surge in the polls, and over the weekend he picked up yet another straw poll victory, this one at the Midwest Leadership Conference. And joining me now on all of this is the man himself, Republican presidential candidate Herman Cain. How are you, sir?
I'm great, Sean. Thanks. Happy to be here.
Appreciate you being here. And by the way, your father worked 3 jobs. He was,
Yes.
Your mom was a maid. He was a chauffeur. He, what were the other 2 jobs? He was a janitor?
He was a barber and a janitor and a chauffeur. He worked 3 jobs until he could make it off 2, and he worked 2 until he could make it off 1. This is why I don't have a lot of sympathy for people who believe that this country owes them something.
Why did you say they should be picketing in front of the White House?
I said that they should be protesting in front of the White House because Wall Street did not produce these failed economic policies. Wall Street did not spend $1 trillion nearly, or if you want to start at $787 billion, almost $1 trillion of failed economic stimulus. Wall Street isn't the one that is now proposing that we spend another $450 billion that's not going to work because the other $1 trillion didn't work. Their frustration should be directed at the White House. Sean, I believe that this is a coordinated effort on the part of the unions and Obama supporters to distract the American people from the real problem, which is the failed policies of the Obama administration.
Well, listen, if his policies had worked as he said they would, you know what? A lot of people would be working and wouldn't have time to be out there protesting. You made some very interesting comments that I find fascinating, and I want you to expand on them. One is, you said, if you're not rich, blame yourself. And the other thing you said was you don't believe racism is holding anybody back in a big way in this day and age today. Explain those 2.
Yes. All right, let's start with the one about if you're not rich or if you're not financially secure, blame yourself. First of all, one of the reasons that a lot of people are struggling is because this economy is on life support. It is the direct result of failed economic policies. Secondly, relative to the racism thing, Sean, I graduated from college in 1967. This was a few years after the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Voters' Rights Act of 1965. I was able to climb the corporate ladder at Pillsbury. I was able to climb the corporate ladder at Burger King. I was able to be head of Godfather's Pizza, took that company and prevented it from going bankrupt. I headed up the 2nd largest employer in the country, the National Restaurant Association. Don't you think that if I saw racism along the way in all 4 of those or 5 ventures that I would have recognized it? This is why I don't have a lot of patience for people who want to blame racism on the fact that some people don't make it in America. One of the greatest things about this country, Sean, and I have experienced it, if you put your mind to it, and you don't play the victim card, you can do whatever you want to do in this country. I am walking proof of that.
You know what? I think